Hey guys, I have this framework. I've been using it for a while. I created it years ago, and finally I decided to make it a little bit more pretty than it used to be, to share with everyone, so everyone can benefit of this framework. And in this video I wanted to give some explanation and explain how you can use this framework to search for cheap flights on Expedia. So if you do not know me, I'm test automation engineer, and I've been automating tests, mostly web UI tests using Selenium, which is browser test automation tool or browser automation tool. And so I'm not using Selenium just at work. I used it to automate few of the things besides work, like I automated job search to search for a job. And I automated Expedia flight search to be able to find the cheaper flights. And finally, I decided that it's greedy to keep this framework for myself. So I decided to put it on GitHub so everyone can get this framework if you know how to use Selenium. And maybe it can help you to search for cheap flights. And in this video I decided to record and show how you can use this framework, how you can download it, and how you can run this automated script that can help you find the cheaper flights. So let's start with the Expedia. So how do you look for a flight? Let's say you want to go you live in New York and you want to go to LA for a vacation. You do not have specific dates. And that's what I do usually. If I want to go on vacation, I'm not looking for, I'm not having the specific dates to go on vacation. I first look for, better times when I can get the cheaper flights, and then I request a vacation to go on those cheaper dates. And sometimes it can be tedious to manually search, like you execute one search, you see, so the cheapest flight is 130. What if I'm flying on 31st and not 1st, and returning on 3rd, not 2nd? Done. Search. Then you wait for Expedia to load results, you check new results, and then, maybe it's the same price, maybe it's more expensive. And it can take a while to do it manually. So a few years ago I recorded this script using Selenium, Java, and TestNG. So I basically run this script. It takes, as you saw, it takes some time for Expedia to load results, so it will not be faster to use Selenium, but at least I can push the button and then go away for 30 minutes, come back to the full list of the results. So now let me, as you can say, I did not prepare to record this video. Usually when I record my courses, and if you do not know, I teach test automation, and here the Selenium for Beginners is one of my courses. So when I record my courses, I usually prepare it with the script, what exactly I should say, what exactly I should show on my screen. But today I just decided, open GitHub, open Expedia, open this framework, and explain how it works. So let me start from the base of the framework and who can use it, because if you randomly found this video and you are not test automation engineer, this is not something you will be able to use. Just because you do not know any of this. So this video is mostly for people in QA who already have some experience automating tests with Selenium. So basically my fellow test engineers can download and use this, and my students can download and use this too. I probably will not show you how to download it from GitHub. I'm not the GitHub expert. There are basically two options. You can download as the zip unarchive and open in your IDE, such as Eclipse or IntelliJ, or you can just pull the code from the GitHub directly using this URL in the Eclipse and Git plugin. But if you do pull the code, I will ask you not to push any changes to this framework. If you have suggestions how it can be improved, use this contact form on my website to send me email and suggest how I can make it better. And it's a dirty version of this framework. I did not try to make it really nice. It's not exactly as I would create a framework for test automation on my job. It's dirty, it's not clean, it can be improved, but it works. And in the future I will add some more comments to the code, so you don't have to watch the video, you can just read the code and understand what's going on, and if you need to change something for yourself, you can do so. But for right now, this is the way it is. And also, if you download this code and try to run it, I want you to expect that, I do not work for Expedia. I do not know if they're gonna change the HTML on this page. So anytime they will change something, it may break this test automation framework. So if you download it and it fails, you can fix it yourself if you know how to. Change the locators and stuff. But again, please do not push any changes to this repo. Just if you want to let me know that it changed, just use this contact form. Now, too much talk. Now let me go to Eclipse and show how to use this framework. So this is basically just one Java file with test, check price, one page object for the Expedia results page. I use test.ng, so I use XML files to run tests, and this test will be executed on Chrome. So if you pull this framework and want to use it, so first of all, it's configured here in Maven POM XML file to use Java 11. You can use different Java language with this. I believe you can use 1.8 and up, so 1.8, 1.9, 10, 11, 12, so on. Just make sure if you have different Java version on your computer to change Java version in the POM XML file. And I believe that's it. I have test.ng plugin, so I can run tests from the Eclipse using test.ng plugin, but if you don't have, you can just run the same tests from the CMD, from the command line. And to search for flights, all you have to do, just go to this data providers folder, open check price CSV file, and here just change departure, destination, and as you see, you can use the city name like New York, Los Angeles, or you can use specific airport, because if you go to Expedia and you enter New York, it will automatically set NYC all airports. So it will give you Newark, it will give you JFK, it will give you LaGuardia. So it will give you the basically flights to different New York airports. So instead of using city, you can use JFK here. So if in the CSV file you put JFK, it will only search specifically for the flights to JFK, not any New York airport, but JFK. So this is the option to do. So basically you put departure, destination, city or airport. If you do not know airport code, go to Expedia and manually check the airport code. If you put the incorrect airport code, it may not load the correct results. Now you put the dates. So departure minimum and departure maximum. That's the first day your search will start looking for. So if you have departure date 27 and departure maximum date 27, it will only look for flights that starting on January 27. And then length of stay minimum and length of stay maximum, that's how long do you want to stay. So for example, this search, the number one, will only search for flights from January 27 to January 28, so just one day. And it will give you results just for that one flight. And another parameters here are maximum price. So it will basically show you the results only for flights that are cheaper than 200. And non-stop is if you want to filter by non-stop. So if you are okay with, you know, making one stop while flying from New York to LA, you put false. If you want only non-stop flights, you put true. And the second line here will search specifically for flights from JFK to LAX from January 27, but it will run January 27 to January 28 flight, and then January 27 to January 29th. So minimum length of stay 1 day, maximum length of stay 2 days. With the maximum price of $250, and so the first search is gonna be non-stop only, the second will return all the stops. Now, where will you see the results? So when you run it, it will open Expedia page, it will execute search, and then it will print the results to console. So when you run this test, you come back later to check results, you will see all the flights where the price is less than your maximum price here in the console with the link to open that specific search. So you will be able to double check then manually your flight. So let me show you the results and how does it look. So I will run using Eclipse TestNG plugin. So right click, run as TestNG. So test starts, it opens browser on my second screen. I have two screens and I am recording on my secondary screen. So Selenium starts the browser on my main screen. So I have to drag it here. But so when you run it, just right click and run, or write the run command from the command prompt. And you can then leave your computer for, I don't know, 10, 15, 30 minutes, depending how many different searches would you execute. So in our case, I believe it just 3 searches. So there was first one, this is the second one. So we're looking from New York to LA for just one date. And then we're looking from JFK to LAX 2 times, January 27, January 28, and then January 27, January 29. And that's it. So 2 tests executed, so 1 and 2. You see there are more lines in the CSV file, but they are not the next row. So if you want to disable some of them, just put basically empty line here. So only 2 were executed, and now you just go to console, and here you can see, so first search from New York to Los Angeles, second search from JFK to LAX, and in the console you see, so the dates from 27th to 28th, this is the price. All flights were non-stop because here we set our non-stop variable to true. This is the length of the flight. It doesn't really matter with the non-stop because I mean it's similar length of the flight. But if we do not filter by non-stop, you can see that there is one stop here, but this flight takes 16 hours, but this one also non-stop only 8 hours. And that's because with this flight, you will have to sit for almost 8 hours in Fort Lauderdale. So basically this is JFK to Fort Lauderdale and then Fort Lauderdale to Los Angeles. And this, the non-stop flight on American Airlines, just 1 hour layover in Charlotte. So all this information is here, so you can see, you can read what you like, what you don't like. You see, this flight is more expensive, but it's just 1 hour layover. And this flight is cheaper, but you'll have to sit for 8 hours in Fort Lauderdale, so you decide. And then when you like the results here, let's say you like this flight for 160, and no, you don't like it, 7 hours, that's too much. If you can fly for 194 non-stop using JetBlue, let's say you like this flight. So all you have to do, just copy this URL and then go to your browser and paste it here, and it will open exactly those results. And from here you can just book your flight on JetBlue for, this is one stop, but we liked non-stop, so you can filter manually for the non-stop. And here's your flight for 194 New York to LA. And that's how you can use this framework. Now, if you want to change something, so for example, you want to fly internationally. Let me just put few new lines, few commas to separate, so none of these results are executed. Instead of writing everything manually, I usually just copy one line from the previous result so I do not mess up. So I live in Tampa. Let's say I want to fly and visit my family in Ukraine. So Tampa, I want to fly to Kyiv. And by the way, make sure that the way, because Kyiv is the Russian pronunciation of the capital of Ukraine. In Ukraine it's pronounced differently, but you have to make sure that when you enter this here in Expedia, it will give you results. So as you see, I entered Kyiv and it gives me Kyiv, Ukraine. So Expedia actually pronounced it correctly, but still I can use this pronunciation to search. Let me see if I type this. Yeah, it still works. So I can use both. So let me type the correct way. Let's say I want to fly end of spring, beginning of summer. So from May 1st and let's say June 15th. So I don't really care when exactly I want to fly. I can go there at beginning of May, end of May, but I have to be back by, let's say, July 4th. So if I'm flying there for 3 weeks maximum, so minimum I want to stay, let's say, 14 days, maximum 21 days. So this will look for flight somewhere between May 1st and June 15th, and for each departure date it will execute 7 searches with different return day. So flying there on May 5th or May 1st, returning on May 15th, flying there on May 1st, returning on May 16th, May 1st, May 17th, and so on until we reach May 22nd. And then it will change departure date to May 2nd and again execute 7 different searches. May 2nd to May 16th, May 2nd to May 17th, and so on. So this will take a while. Basically 45 times 7. That's a lot. That's more than 1,000? No, not more. Yeah, that's more than 1,000 different searches. So that might take few hours. But you know, You can do it manually. It will take definitely more than it will take more time execute few thousand different searches manually than using this tool. Do I want non-stop? No, I don't. If I definitely know that there is no one-stop flight from Tampa to Kiev. There's have to be layover somewhere in Europe. So I put false. And the maximum price I want to pay, let's say $750. I mean, you can just try it manually to know what is a reasonable price. May 1st, May 15th. Because, if you're ready to pay $1,500, then I guess you don't need to search for the cheapest date. You can, pick any date. I believe the price should be around $900, maybe $1,000, the regular price. But I do not want to pay that much. I want to fly cheaper. That's why I want to use this tool to find the cheapest price. And this can happen. This is not the problem with the tool. This is just Expedia being slow. So as you see, looks like the regular price gonna be like from 11 to 13. So maybe searching for 700 is too low, but I still want to fly for 700. I can run this tool and come back a few hours later and see no results. So then I can increase to 800. If there are absolutely no 750 flights, then I will have to increase my maximum price. But let me show you. So this time, if you do not have Eclipse TestNG plugin, let me show you how you can run the same test with from the command prompt. Now, so first of all, you have to navigate to the folder where your project is located. So to do so, just right click on the project, properties, and now you can see. So you go to users, Dmitry, cd git, cd Expedia flight search. And now to run test, it's mvn test. You can do clean test, and here you have to put the command to run this price check. Let me just try to search. I don't usually do that. So TestNG run specific test suite. I forget the parameters to specify. That's not what I need. So run specific test suite from CMD. No, this is not the command. Here, suite XML file. So this is the command I want to use. Where's my CMD? It's so small. I hope you can see the command. So mvn clean test d suite XML file, and then I have to put the path to my file. Let me also go here to POM XML file. I do not have the parameter, no? Oh, actually I do. Oh, you know what? Let me just make a change so you don't have to do that on your own. Let me just change it here and push my changes to GitHub. So when you download this framework, you don't have to do all of this stuff. All you will have to do is just maven clean test, push enter, and test starts. So it downloads all the dependency and started execution. So by this time you can basically, go get some coffee or tea, or I don't know, whatever you want. You can start it at home in the morning and then go work or go spend the time with your family and then come back a few hours later to check the results. So, as you see, if you could see, the cheapest price was 1300 or so from May 1st to 15th. So now it checks the prices from May 1st to 16th. And so 1200, May 1st to May 17th, and so on. So this will run for a while. As you see, there is no results here yet. That's because there were no flights with price that is less than 750. So that's it. This is how you run this. Now let me go back here to GitHub. So you can download this framework from the GitHub using download zip file. Make sure to unarchive, and then in Eclipse file import Maven, existing Maven project, or import Git project from Git. So this way you will have to use this HTTPS URL to pull directly from Git. And then make sure you have Java installed, make sure you have Maven installed. You may need testng, or you can run test from CMD without installing testng plugin for Eclipse. And that's, I hope this can be helpful. If you are not good with Selenium on Java, you can go to my courses, and this Selenium WebDriver with Java for beginners will be enough for you to learn how to run this framework. So if you are not test automation engineer, or you are not a Java guy, or you are not a Selenium guy, you can take this course to learn how to do this in few hours. And even if you will not be using this at your work, it still will save you some time in future when you decide to fly somewhere. So I guess that's it. I've been talking for a while. I was not prepared, so it may took more time than needed, and there may be some repetitions. But I hope this video was helpful. I hope you can use this framework. If you have suggestions, or if this framework is broken because Expedia changed something and I did not see the change and I did not fix it, use this contact page to send me your comment, to say, hey, I tried to run your framework but it fails with this error message, so I can fix it and you can download the new code and use it again. Or if you have more suggestions, if you you can send me your code, you can change it yourself, send me your code, and I will apply your changes. Maybe you want to add kayak search to this framework, so the searches will be executed not just on Expedia but on Kayak or some other flight search engine. Just let me know. But you can also check out the blog on my website. You might learn some interesting thing or two. Well, anyways, enough of advertisement of myself. Thanks for watching, and I hope this can help you in your flight search. Bye.